Hi, I'm Janella Arter, and I am currently a sophomore at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore in Princess Anne, Maryland. My major is Hospitality and Tourism Management, but down at the shore we call it HTM for short. So I'm going to take you on a virtual tour of what it's like to be an HTM major and why you should pursue it. So, to me, hospitality is just like home. Of course, you want to pursue a major that you know that you'll be able to find a career in, but also to be happy with. Because no one wants to work a job all their life, especially if they're miserable while doing it. So I always personally thought that it was important to always pursue what you love, because that way you won't feel like you're working when you get your career. So when I say that hospitality is home, to me, that means H is for happiness, O is for opportunity, M is for meticulous, and E is for enthralling. Happiness, of course, we all know what that means. We all want to be happy and we want to have joy in whatever we're doing and whatever we pursue in life, period. Opportunity, that just means that you'll be able to pursue a range of careers and job positions that you never even could imagine while in this major. There were so many that I found out about just as I was in class or doing research for a project. And of course, there's so much to the hospitality and tourism industry, and it continues to grow, and the jobs are always in demand. Meticulous means that you really have to pay attention and detail, and putting your full attention into everything is so important because you don't want to miss a beat. You definitely want to take your time and do everything the correct way. That way you won't get yelled at as much while during your chef class, which I'll explain more of later on. And finally, enthralling, which means that every minute you will enjoy, every minute is fascinating. I am always just in the zone, and I always love to learn more, and you learn so much in a large amount of time, and it's just the perfect way for you to really get into your major and find out what the hospitality and tourism industry is about. According to dictionary.com, hospitality is defined as the quality or disposition of receiving and treating guests and strangers in a warm, friendly, and generous way. And that is definitely the key to hospitality. You always want to be friendly and warm and approachable, and you want to be generous. And that goes within life. Kindness, you have to kill people with kindness. And kindness is definitely how a lot of people get a leg up in life, period. Because a smile and a compliment all goes a long way. And in hospitality, that is really the key. Some enrollment trends that I've noticed within my major at my school is that we have a large amount of freshmen. And, normally that's typical because people, decide to leave the school or switch majors, after freshman year. So that makes a lot of sense. And so a lot of universities, they have a large import of freshmen, which really rises the population in the major. And then, in second place, we also have a good amount of juniors in our major. And I know it'll be weird to have more juniors than sophomores, but a lot of sophomores decide to either switch majors or leave the school if they didn't like it after freshman year, which is totally a personal preference because, of course, the University of Maryland Eastern Shore is a wonderful university, and, of course, being in the hospitality and tourism management program is an even better standpoint on the university. And it's some sophomores just can't really get into it, or they want to experience more of college life and find out that hospitality is too much for them. And so another reason we have a large amount of juniors is because we get a lot of transfer students. And that brings me to another enrollment trend, which is age. And we get a very, we get a wide range of ages within our major because you're never too old to pursue a career or a degree in hospitality and tourism management, because that is something that will always allow you to get a job, and you're always gaining experience. And so we get a good amount of, older people. We've had 40 something year olds, and, we get a good amount. But, it's not, too bad because, they have a lot of experience, and they share their experiences with us, the younger generations, and, we learn a lot from each other. And so it's always great to have, a good and diverse population. And also, being that we are in historically black institution, we have a majority African American population, but we also have a good number of Caucasians and other races within our major. And of course, that also helps when, especially when it comes to food, because we eat a lot of culturally diverse food within the world. So everyone shares, cultures, and it's just a great way to mingle and get to know your classmates and more about the industry. Here I have divided the tuition and fees among in-state, which is Maryland residents, compared to the out-of-state, which includes non-Maryland residents, onto this chart. And so as you can see, for the in-state tuition and fees, we have it broken up into fall semester and spring semester. And then when you combine those two semesters, you get your yearly totals. And so for tuition for in-state, you're paying about $3,902, which is a great price compared to many other public and private universities in the nation. And then we have our rooms, which are typically for freshmen, incoming freshmen. The traditional double room, which most freshmen will stay in their first semester or first year, will cost about $2,572. And for both semesters, you're looking at a total of about $5,000. And then you could be fancy and get a single room, which I would recommend, but maybe wait until your spring semester. But that'll run you about $2,996. And if you do that for both semesters, then you're looking at about $6,000. And then we're down to the meal plans, and we have a large range of meal plans. You can get 19, 14, 10, or 5, but 10 or 5 are normally reserved for upperclassmen and people that commute to and from campus. And so the 19 meal plan, you get 200 bonus points. And bonus points are things that you want because you're able to use them at all of the restaurants and little shops that we have on campus and off campus. There are lots of restaurants and stores that take Hawk cards, which are our ID cards that we use to get in and out of the caf and other things, and to pay for room deferments and all that sort of thing. And the bonus points will allow you to get your food, and you'll already have the money on your Hawk ID card. And so the 19 meal plan will run you about $2,000. And then with the 14 meal plan, you'll get $150 worth of bonus points. And so with every meal plan, there's a certain number of points you get. And the 14 meal plan will run you about $2,015. And then we move on to the out-of-state, which is personally me. I live in Washington, D.C., so I'm paying for out-of-state tuition and fees. And so for the fall and spring semester, I'm paying about $8,594, and my yearly total will be about $17,000. And I am definitely the envy of my friends, because these prices that UMES offers are really one of the best. And so for, it's the same for the traditional double room and the traditional single. It's the same price for in-state and out-of-state. And the meal plans, the 19 and the 14, will also cost the same amount. And so, of course, I have not listed all of the tuition and fees that will apply to people going to the school, but I included, the basics that freshmen will probably look into when applying to schools. I know these are personally the things that I looked into when I was applying to schools. So these are the basics, and more are listed on our website, www.umes.edu, which you should definitely check out and apply to. Here we have listed the freshman classes that most freshmen will have to take that come into the hospitality major, and these are specific to the hospitality and tourism management majors that attend UMES. So I've only listed the required classes that we take for our major. And so for your fall semester, you're going to take Intro to Hospitality and to the hospitality industry. You're going to take Introduction to Business, First Year Experience, and Professional Development. And so the Intro to Hospitality Industry class is HMDT 101 for abbreviation. And in that class, you'll learn a lot about the industry and, what hospitality is and what tourism is. And, kind of get a feel for what you personally want to do because there's so many options. And you'll also get a little bit of the background and the history about the industry and, people who started it and where names for our hotels come from, like Hilton and Marriott, all that good stuff, and even, the history of McDonald's. So there's a lot of good stuff in that course. And I'm speaking from experience because, of course, these classes I have taken because I'm currently a sophomore at the university. And then also you're going to be taking Intro to Business, which is basically, you get the basics of business, about risk taking and what it takes to start a business and, all that good stuff. And then we have our first year experience class, which is where basically all the freshmen for the major will all get together, take this class together, and, really learn a lot about, the campus and the University of Eastern Shore as a whole. And also, more specific things about the major, which is why everyone takes it together. So it's also a great way to meet your classmates and mingle and network. And then finally, we have our professional development, which you will be taking every single semester if you're in the hospitality and tourism major. We have to take this professional development class. It's only worth half a credit, but we learn so much and we get so many opportunities from this class. We have companies come in and sometimes they're recruiting, doing on the spot interviews, hiring, and so it's definitely a class that you want to go to all the time. And that'll be listed but just with different numbers. It's 100A here, and in spring semester it's 100B, and so on. And so that'll be for every year in every semester. And so spring semester we have professional development again, which we call ProDev. And then we have applied food service sanitation and restaurant and table service. Applied food service sanitation is a very important class. And I really enjoyed this class because we learned so much about foodborne illness and cross-contamination and all the preventative measures you need to take in order to have a successful restaurant or, catering business, all things of that nature. And then restaurant and table service. This class is a handful, but it is fun. And you'll really know if hospitality is for you after you take this course. Well, mostly if you're leaning more towards the food and beverage industry. Because in this class, you'll be waiting tables, you'll be setting up tables, polishing glasses and silverware. It really gets you ready for the real world, and it provides you with a lot of hands-on experience, which is another reason why I love this hospitality and tourism program at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. This is a really great course that demonstrates why you can't go anywhere else to pursue this major. This is the list of sophomore classes that are required for hospitality students. And again, this is going to be specific to hospitality and tourism majors only. So we have in fall semester you pick one HRM elective, which you have a whole bunch of things you can choose from. And then you have Econ 201, which is Principles of Economics. And then you have Food Production 1 and Professional Development once again. And then you choose one course from Area 1, which is under Arts and Humanities. And so I won't go too much into the classes, but economics, you basically learn the basics of economics, you know what it means, and it'll teach you a bunch of things about risk and banking and all sorts of things like that. And then food production is a big one, especially for hospitality industry, but also for, people who are interested in the culinary arts. And in food production, it is a 5-hour long class, but it is totally worth it because we cook the whole time, and we also serve during our spring luncheons. So in fall, this food production one, you cook for 4 hours, and then you get to eat the rest of the food. But of course, when you take it in the spring semester, it will be used for our luncheons. So we normally only get the leftovers. And so moving to spring semester, we have you pick one class from Area 2, which is Social and Behavioral Science. And then we have Food Production 2, which I mentioned before. So this will be we'll be cooking for the spring luncheons. And then you choose another class from Area 1, Arts and Humanities. And then we have HMGC 220, which is Tech Management in the hospitality industry, which I hear is a big one. And I'm up for taking this upcoming semester. And then professional development once again. I have listed the main faculty and staff for the Princess Anne location because we also have a satellite campus in Shady Grove, Maryland for our hospitality and tourism management program, and we have a number of professionals there that are also serve as professors and lecturers. But I have listed the ones that are mainly on campus and are the ones that you will see the most. So we have Ernest P. Boger, who is the chairman of our department and also a associate professor. And we have Gormley, who is a director and also a part of the Hospitality Training Institute. And then we have Carl V. Benz, who is also a lecturer and a part of the Department of Hospitality. And then we have Dr. Catherine A. Quinn, who is an assistant professor. And then we have Ralston Willingham, who is our chef and lecturer. Now, on to the fun part, which is our clubs and activities that we offer within the major. Of course, our whole major is fun, but these are the things that most of our students look forward to. We have Etero Muse, which everyone is automatically a part of once they join the major. And then we have Pineapple Express, which is a catering club, and I so happen to be our current historian on the executive board. And then we have NSMH, which is a great professional development organization that takes people on conferences and gets you to network and mingle with professionals in the industry and also get a lot of job offers. And then we have our activities, which include dinner theater, our spring luncheon series, our gourmet dinner series, and our former gala carnival. And so with the luncheon series and dinner series, we have classes in which we all will cook the food and we serve it to paying customers. And so it's just like a restaurant and you're getting a lot of hands-on experience, and it's just an incredible experience, and I cannot stress this enough. For people that are interested in the culinary arts, this is definitely a place you want to be. You'll never get any more experience anywhere else, and it's definitely a great way to learn a lot of good recipes and eat a lot of good food. And of course, we do this for paying customers and people that always come back to us because it is just that incredible every single time we do it. The hospitality and tourism industry is forever growing and is always in demand. There are so many career opportunities out there for people that pursue this niche. We have chefs, concierge, a travel agent, customer service, barista, resort manager, bartender, residential advisor, hotel clerk, and the list goes on and on. There is no limit to what you can do with a degree in hospitality and tourism management, especially if you do it at UMES, because you will be able to network with so many people through our clubs and organizations, and it'll be like you'll never realize what's out there until you go out and look. And there are so many opportunities for people that are coming out of college, or even if you just have an associate's degree. There are so many things you could do, and the careers are endless. And if you utilize everyone at your university, you'll be able to find people that are already working these fields, and you'll be able to network with those people and get job offers and be able to work right out of college. And that's what everyone wants, to make their money and be happy while doing it, doing something that's important to you and something that you love to do. The benefits of pursuing hospitality at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore are endless. But to put it in perspective, I compared it to taking hospitality at another university that I was also interested in, being Temple University, which is located in Philadelphia. So, hospitality at UMES is reasonably priced. We have smaller classes, hands-on learning, and we get to practice our skills more often. Now, of course, reasonably priced is a great key point because we are already paying a large amount to go to college, and of course, we don't want to be in debt that long. And then having smaller classes is great because you have more personal face-to-face time with your professors, and they remember your name, and you're able to mingle with all your classmates and get to know everyone really well. Hands-on learning is a big thing for me, and one of the reasons why I'm staying at the University of Maryland, because hands-on experience is a great thing to have, and I never thought I would get that at a university. And then being able to practice my skills at least 3 days out of the week is incredible because I'm steadily improving, and it's a great use of my time, and I don't feel like I'm just a person out of a million on campus. As compared to hospitality at Temple University, which is expensive because Temple is in the heart of the city, and of course city life is great, but if you have to pay a large sum of money and be in debt until you're 65, I mean, who wants to do that? And then you have large classes, sitting in a lecture hall full of 100 plus students and one professor. Of course, he's not going to call you by your name. He's not going to return your homework to the right person. He's probably just going to send emails, is the only way you're going to be able to contact them. And that's not, what you want in a college setting. You want to be able to go and talk to your professors, have them recognize you and know your name, and, be able to fit your needs specifically. And then you have a lot of research courses at Temple. I mean, of course, research is great, but you don't want to just get a bunch of, do a bunch of research and then, go to class and listen to someone lecture about the research. It just gets very tiring and boring. And then you get a lot of busy work and papers. So instead of being able to go practice your skills and improve yourself, you're busy, typing papers and doing homework. And of course, everyone gets homework, but, at Temple, it will probably be an excessive amount because that's the only way that the teacher or professor is going to get to know you on any sort of level. So that's not really what you want to do when you're pursuing hospitality, because you need face-to-face interactions. You need to be learning how to cook and practicing your skills and improving.